In this video, I want to put the linearity properties together into one master property. So I want to start by recalling what we've shown in the previous two videos. In one of the videos, we showed that if we have a definite integral of the sum or difference of two functions, we can break the integral up at the plus or minus sign and write it as a sum or difference of two definite integrals. And in the other video, we showed that if we have a definite integral of a constant times a function, that the constant can float outside the integral sign, and we've got a constant times a definite integral. These are useful to know by themselves, but sometimes you see expressions that involve both of the linearity rules at one time, and I kind of want to investigate that by looking at a sort of abstract looking example that builds a general rule that captures both of the linearity properties. So let's look at this. Suppose I want to find the definite integral from a to b of, let's say, capital A times f of x plus or minus capital B times g of x, where capital A and capital B are constants. By our first linearity property, we can break this integral up at that plus or minus sign. And so we get that this integral can be rewritten as the integral from a to b of capital A times f of x dx plus or minus the integral from a to b of capital B times g of x dx. Now, our second linearity property lets us rewrite both of these integrals by having the a float outside that first integral sign and the b float outside the second integral sign. And when we do that, we wind up getting capital A times the integral from a to b of little f of x dx plus or minus capital B times the integral from a to b of little g of x dx. And in some math books, the linearity properties plural will actually be written as this one linearity property all by itself. And so I do want to kind of think about stating this as a general rule. So this is kind of a general linearity property. For the definite integral. And it says that if I want to look at the definite integral of capital A times little f of x plus capital B times little g of x, then I can rewrite that as a times the integral of f of x plus b times the integral of g of x. And there are times when the author of our calculus book does use this form of the linearity properties.